This is greetings to you from everyone here at Channels Television. We're so excited to be here, and you can feel that from my voice. And of course, we hope that 2015 will bring with it a lot of very good sporting moments, ones that we can treasure. Then I guess congratulations. It's still in order. Happy New Year to you and everyone out there watching us this morning. My name is Yemi Adebayo, and it feels so good to be here this Friday morning to bring to you the Friday edition of Sports This Morning on your award-winning Channels Television. All right, so there's a lot on the menu today. We will be looking at some of the things that will likely happen in 2015. And of course, if you've been following us on Twitter, you see the things that we've put out to you. We want to talk this morning about the things that are likely going to happen in 2015, and we'll do the analysis of that. And while doing that, we'll still tell you about the things happening around the world in the fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. So we start by letting you know how you can get your views, your thoughts across to us on the show. That's by feedback, either on Twitter or on Facebook. You let us have your views, and that's it on your screen. You can send your views to our Facebook page. That's at Channels Ivan Sports. On Twitter, it is the official handle of Channel Sports is at Channels_sports, and of course the other ones that you have on the screen. All right, so before I introduce my partner to you this morning, let's quickly bring to you the headlines, the top stories making the rounds from this part of the world. All right, it's a winter clear-out for Kano Pillars. 10 players shown the exit door for Kano Pillars. Nigeria's defending Globe Premier League defending champions. Kano Pillars will be representing us in the CAF Champions League after 10 players to go. We're talking about that and more all for you on the show this morning. Steven Gerrard, Liverpool's captain, set to leave at the end of the season. It's been a glittering career for Steven Gerrard. Has had 14 years at Anfield, and is set to leave at the summer. Cleveland Cavaliers star forward LeBron James is down and out. LeBron will be out for the next 2 weeks. And of course, World Anti-Doping Agency is tightening the screws on cheats. And of course, they're making it very hard for offenders in 2015. We'll be talking about that as well on the show. Okay, all right. So before I introduce my partner to you, I'm tempted to allow you see this. Some tennis action from Dubai. Let's allow you see Andy Murray and Stanislas Wawrinka all in action in Abu Dhabi. We'll let you see that, and we'll come back for more on Sports This Morning. All right, tennis action there from Abu Dhabi. You just saw Andy Murray and Stanislas Wawrinka. All right, let me quickly introduce my partner on the show this morning. It gives me pleasure to introduce Cecilia Omorogwe to the show this morning. Yeah, we're going to start with tennis. And we talked about the things that are likely going to happen in 2015. And the question on everybody's lips is there going to be a new Grand Slam winner? For the past 4 or 5 years, we've been used to seeing Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and sometimes Andy Murray. On the men's circuit, probably Martin Del Potro and Marin Cilic are the other guys that have won. So are we going to see...
Stanislas Wawrinka, you didn't mention him.
Yeah, I mentioned Stanislas
Okay,
Wawrinka, Marin, plus the 4 guys making 6. But do you see any new
It could
winner
happen. It could
this
happen
year?
because if you check the U.S. Open, you know we talked about it yesterday, where you have 2 new players actually competing in the final of the U.S. Open. So if you're looking at that, so it simply means anyone can just come up. Guy Monfils may not really be the man we want him to be at this stage because by now I thought he could have won a Grand Slam because of the
And these are the guys,
these are the
top
guys, of course, the regular ones. But sometimes, you know, when Guy Monfils is not really taking the moment, you know, sometimes he doesn't really know how to push himself. But I think if he can do that and maybe cut down on what he eats, because I actually read on a blog whereby his eating habit is not really a good one for him as a tennis player. And also his lifestyle, if he can cut down on that and focus on what is on court.
So you're saying we're going to see...
I'm definitely going to see a new
guys.
one. I think there's going to be a new one this year.
Who are the guys?
Okay, I'm looking at Guy Monfils if he can do that. I think Kai Nishikori, so he can start from where he
Dimitrov?
Dimitrov blows hot and cold, so I really can't put my money on him. The Marin Cilic was just a one-off. I don't think he can. Thomas Berdych, no, I don't think he can.
Okay.
Not even Nicolas Zamaro. But I'm looking at maybe either Guy Monfils maybe can just go there. Then Richard Gasquet, that's another player you can also look at. And
David Ferrer?
David Ferrer, I don't think so. David Ferrer cannot, because he has had the opportunity and he wasn't able to capitalize on that. And if you check the few guys that have won a Grand Slam, you know, unexpected, the likes of Juan Martin Del Potro, who after a while fizzled out anyway because of injury and all that. These guys were not really at the top of their game. Opportunity came and they took it. David Ferrer had it for a long time and he was not able to take it. So I don't think he'll be able to do that this time around.
So in your bracket, you have Kei Nishikori, Wigan.
Monfils.
Okay, Monfils. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at these 2 guys
that
they can just break into
Joe
it. Joe Wilfred Tsonga, I don't think so. He has been a nearly man for a long time. I don't think he'll be able to take the opportunity. But I think these 2 guys can really take it because if you check the way they sometimes the way they play the biggest stars, talking about the likes of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, of course, and Novak Djokovic, the way they played against them, you see there's something in them. You know that okay, they can push themselves to the limit and get something, and that's what Guy Monfils have not been able to do. You know, not been able to really push himself. You know, on court and all that. But anytime he gets to do that, you see him usually, he grinds out a win. And if he can do that this season, I think he will get that win, that Grand Slam that he really wants to get.
All right, so that's one possible thing that could happen in 2015. We've always talked about the men's tennis circuit being predictable. But like Cecilia said, that is likely going to change. You could observe that we didn't talk about the women because that's always been unpredictable. But for the guys, it's been predictable over the years. But Cecilia and I are saying, look, 2015 is not going to be status quo. And world number 1, Novak Djokovic, agrees with what we're saying. He's talking about the pressure of being the best tennis player in the world. Let's listen to the Serbian tennis star, what he has to say about being world number 1. And we'll come back for more on Sports This Morning.
Being number 1 of the world, you know, it's something that keeps me going. That's something that drives me to kind of keep on practicing, keep on working hard, and eventually get to that stage. Definitely, some things change in terms of daily rhythm in life, especially when I started now practicing and preparing, and feels like you have more commitment and more things going on. But it's not an easy work, but I find it as a source of positive energy and just love, pure love. And then I don't look at it as a commitment or obligation or something I have to do. You know, it's just something that comes naturally as a parent. This is what my wife and I have planned and have wished for, you know, to be parents, and we were blessed, and now we are enjoying it.
All right. Welcome back. So let's move on. We started with tennis, and we're going to move away from tennis gradually, and we'll go to boxing. And we're going to show you this man, close to 40. For the last 8 years, it's been 2 Ukrainian boxers dominating the heavyweight. At some point, I was a Nigerian. He came. I mean, couldn't stand the heat in the kitchen. Left. But in 2015, my question to you is Vladimir going to still be as dominant as he is? We've heard Tyson Fury say, "I'm coming for you, Klitschko." We've heard all of those other guys. But do you think that Vladimir is going to be as dominant, or age not being on his side will count against him?
From what we've seen so far, if you check, Vladimir Klitschko happens to be a fighter who always pushes himself to the limit. I mean, no matter the age, and if you look at heavyweight boxing, apart from himself and, of course, his brother, you don't really have that big boxer who really can compete with them. Now, you talked about Tyson Fury, of course, Derek Chisora, of course, at a point, you know, he was at his very peak. But because he's usually erratic, you really can't predict him. So I'm still saying Vladimir Klitschko. I haven't really seen that boxer that will really want to.
Oh,
you know, I haven't really seen.
You've not seen one?
I haven't seen.
I'm trying to think of names too.
Okay.
All
Derek
the East,
Chisora definitely
he's
kind
beating
of,
all the
Tyson Fury.
East Europeans,
That
because
is it.
that seemed to be where the power of boxing is now. The best boxers seem to be
from
coming from
the
Eastern
parts
Europe.
of Europe.
But I can't think of any of those guys that he has either not beaten or probably he feels are not good enough to fight him. Although some people have it against these guys. His brother has retired now, Vitaly, but these guys that they choose who they want to fight. But the question is, who's out there
Exactly,
that
that can really compete. That's the thing. You don't really have that particular boxer that you can say, okay, if you put a Derek Chisora and, of course, the Tyson Fury together, maybe you can have one of them actually being able to defeat him. But if you don't have that, then it definitely means he's still going to be there. He will remain undefeated. Maybe he can decide to just
there was a
retire
time you
at the end of this
have
year.
Chagev, Sultan Ibrahimov, all those guys from Eastern Europe, and I thought one of them, at least
Could
one
have
of
been
them,
able to.
but
They
they
just
didn't.
couldn't.
In my opinion, it's not Tyson Fury. If somebody's going to beat Klitschko, maybe a younger, faster opponent.
Joshua?
No. I think Anthony Joshua, I think it's just the British hype.
Okay.